Hello friends, welcome back to another So Fontsy tutorial. I'm Lindsay. Thanks so much for joining me. In today's video, we are going to be making wood slice ornaments. So we are taking these natural wood slices and we'll be applying an image to them to turn them into these beautiful ornaments. And forget about hand painting these or even using vinyl to apply the image. The secret to these is tattoo paper. So I will be showing you how to use that tattoo paper to transfer the image onto your wood slices to make some ornaments. And the result is really cool. It's super fast. It's super easy. You're gonna love it. So stick around and we'll get started. So here are the wood slices that I'm using. They came part of this big bag, and I'm just going to pick out the nicest ones. I mean, they're all nice, but there are some that are a little more symmetrical than others, and those are the ones that I want. And these wood slices are already pretty smooth on the face of them, but if yours is a little rough, then take some sandpaper and then just sand down the surface so it is nice and smooth. Next, here is the tattoo paper that I'm using, and this is the Silhouette brand, but there are lots of different brands out there that work very similarly. First, there's the paper, this white sheet. There's a glossy side to it and a matte side, and make sure to print on the glossy side. There's also an adhesive sheet. It's got this green lining on it, but set that adhesive sheet aside for now and load the paper into your inkjet printer so that the printer will print on the glossy side. Then open up your favorite design software. I'm using Silhouette Studio, but you can use whatever you like, any program that you can print from. Here I'm opening these two SVG files. They open really big, so I'm just going to resize them so they're a lot smaller. And the elements of the design weren't grouped together, so I'll group them together. And if you like these designs, you can find them as part of the December 2021 SVG and font bundle over at So Fontsy. There's a link in the video description, so go check them out. So we've got these two designs here, but we're going to make just some minor changes to them. So you can do this with a lot of other SVG designs, and you get this like second look out of your SVGs. So what you'll do is draw a shape around them. So in this case, a circle. Now I've already measured the size of my wood slices, so that's how big I'm going to make the circles. I want them just slightly smaller than the wood slice. And then resize the design and then center it into the circles. And to center them, just select both the circle and the design, and then in the top menu, click center. Next, what you'll do is you'll give the circle a fill color, and you'll change the fill color of the design to white. So essentially, we're making like a negative of the design. And the fill color doesn't have to be black, but with this tattoo paper on the wood, the black is going to show up really nicely. So change the fill color of the design to white and the fill color of the circle to black. If the circle is in front of the design, so you can't see the design itself, then all you need to do is select the circle and then click send to back. And then the design will be put on top of the circle and you can see the circle around it. But then here's this second kind of design, second kind of look that you can get out of your SVGs just by filling up the space around it. So that gives you just a little bit more design options when it comes with your So Fontsy designs. And then group the design and the circle together. And before we print them out, the design does need to be mirrored so that the images are reversed. So just select them and right click on them and select flip horizontally. Then for printing, we're printing on the glossy side of the paper, so adjust your printer's print settings to like a glossy photo paper setting, and then send it to print. And you'll want to wait until the images are completely dry, so maybe give it a few minutes or so before you put on the adhesive sheet. Now, if you didn't print on the full paper like I did, then I would suggest trimming the paper and the adhesive sheet now. I didn't do this. It was a little awkward. without trimming at first. But what you're going to do is remove the top strip of the adhesive sheet. It's just going to expose a little bit of the adhesive and align that at the top of the paper. And then I thought it might be helpful to put the paper on my cutting mat just to hold it in place. And you'll also want a burnishing tool or scraping tool for this part as well. So you'll stick that part of the adhesive to the top of the paper and then start to peel back the rest of the liner on the adhesive sheet so you can stick the adhesive over the design and use that scraper to just smooth it down in place. Now again, it probably would have been a lot easier for me if I had just trimmed this before I started, because now I realize that I want to save the rest of the adhesive and the paper for future projects, so I just trimmed it on the cutting mat, which was just a little awkward, but it works. So I'll save these leftovers for later. Then go ahead and trim around the circles. After doing this project, I now realize that if I had more carefully trimmed around the edges of the circle, it would have been easier for me to line up on the wood slice. So just keep that in mind. Next, you'll bring in the wood slices, a spray bottle with some water in it, and some paper towels. First, you'll need to peel away that clear plastic liner over the design. This is what exposes the adhesive that was applied over the design. Then you're going to stick that face down onto the wood slice, and then since I can't see that through that paper, if I had trimmed more nicely around the edge, it would have been a little bit easier to line up. That's okay. Next, you're just going to spray the back with some water, cover it with a damp paper towel, and just like gently press straight down for about like 10 to 15 seconds, or until the paper backing is just really easily removed and you can just like slide it off. And then there's your transfer onto the wood. And how cool is that? So you're done with this one, set that aside to dry, and then repeat it on any remaining ornaments that you have. Here's the finished ornaments after they've dried. I'm really impressed with how they came out and just how easy this whole process was to do. So next you'll probably want to seal this just to make sure that they last. And then the very last thing to do is to just add some twine and ribbon to hang them and turn them into ornaments. You can get wood slices that already have a hole in them, but mine didn't, so I did have to drill my own. So if you have to, then just be careful not to get the hole too close to the top. So you want to inset that hole a little bit so it doesn't crack through the edge. And then just run some twine through the top, and you can tie a ribbon, and then these ornaments are all done. So that's the secret, my friend. Tattoo paper on wood slices. I'm really impressed with just how awesome these came out and just how fast and easy it was. I mean, this would be the perfect project to do with your kids because they can pick out the image, they can print it, and apply it themselves to a wood slice and make their own ornament. How fun is that? So if you like the designs that I use for these two, you'll find them and more designs in the December 2021 SVG and font bundle at Fontsy. So link in the video description, click that to check it out. And then thanks so much for stopping by for today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.